They mocked her torn boots, until she finished the march before everyone. Her boots were splitting at the seams, the leather flaking like dried bark, and every step left a faint scuff of dust behind. She knew the whispers that followed her. Cheap, broken, not fit for a soldier. The others marched with polished laces and gleaming soles, yet she carried the weight of silence, humiliation pressing harder than the pack on her back. What none of them saw was the resolve burning inside her, a quiet fire that no pair of boots could ever extinguish. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The march had just begun, and already her feet ached. Each pebble that slipped into the holes of her soles felt like a test, a reminder that she didn't belong, at least not in their eyes. The platoon pushed forward in unison, steps pounding like a drumbeat across the barren road. She fell behind by inches, but the sneers came swiftly. One soldier smirked, another chuckled, and someone muttered, "She won't last the mile." Their words cut deeper than stone, yet she lifted her chin, swallowing the sting with quiet defiance. She thought of her father, who had once told her, "Strength isn't in what you wear, it's in what you carry inside." His memory steadied her breath. The sun beat down, sweat trickled across her temple, and still she pressed on. With every mocking glance, she found another step, another reason not to falter. Dust rose like a curtain around the platoon, cloaking faces in a haze. The rhythm of boots echoed, but hers sounded different. Hollow, scraping, fragile. A few soldiers began to notice she hadn't stopped. Whispers shifted, turning from laughter to disbelief. "She's still here. How is she keeping up?" The road stretched mercilessly, hills rising like giants, air thinning with each incline. Knees buckled, shoulders sagged. Even those with the finest gear began to stumble. She felt the weight of exhaustion pressing, threatening to drag her down, but every mocking word replayed in her mind like a drumbeat: unworthy, weak, broken. And so she climbed. By midday, the pack of soldiers thinned. Some slowed, some dropped out, and for the first time silence replaced the sneers. Only the sound of her torn boots remained, scraping, steady, relentless. Her breath was ragged, her body trembling, yet something within her grew sharper, clearer. This was no longer about finishing the march. This was about proving that worth was not stitched into leather, but carved into spirit. As they neared the final stretch, a hill bathed in golden light, the air fell thick with tension. She surged forward, her legs burned, her chest heaved, but her eyes locked on the summit. One by one, the others faltered behind her. She passed them, the same men who had mocked her, the same voices that once laughed. Their faces now hung in stunned silence, as her broken boots carried her beyond them all. At the crest of the hill, she stood alone. Dust swirled in the fading sunlight, and for a moment, time held still. Then a sound rose from the rear, a single clap, another followed, and soon, the air thundered with applause. The same soldiers who had doubted her now bowed their heads, humbled not by boots, but by willpower. A quiet moral lingered in the air, heavy as the march itself. Was it right to judge someone by the surface, by what they lacked? Or did true strength always lie beneath, unseen until tested? The question sank deep into every witness that day. She looked down at her torn boots, frayed and battered, and smiled through exhaustion. They had carried her further than anyone believed possible. Because strength isn't measured by what shines, it's revealed in what survives. And when she finished before them all, the world finally understood. Kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. Her story began with laughter at her broken boots. It ended with respect echoing in the silence of those she left behind. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories of courage and quiet strength. Your support helps keep these stories alive, one soul at a time.